So, was George Floyd murder? Coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense, Logic, and Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. So, as we know, the George Floyd case is basically was closed, and Derek Chauvin was charged with the murder of George Floyd. Now, cardiopulmonary arrest was listed as the cause of death, and it basically, as far as what the medical examiner said, the person who did the autopsy, and they say that it was triggered by asphyxiation, which is basically when the body is starved of oxygen. And George Floyd's body was basically, according to them, being starved of oxygen because of Chauvin's knee. Now, I'm no medical examiner, but I have a major issue with this decision by the medical examiner, as well as the decision by the court system, given all of the facts of this case. Right now, if you look at the causes of cardiopulmonary arrest, there are many, and there's several that you can basically cause it. One being asphyxiation, of course, what they say was the cause, but right then there's arrhythmia. You can suffer from that. You can have either basically an electrolyte imbalance, or there could be some possible shock to your system. You can suffer from some type of respiratory illness, or you can basically drowning can cause it, or it could also be a drug overdose. Now, the medical examiner basically eliminated and ruled out drug overdose being the cause of death. Now, here's a problem with that. There's a major problem with that. Is that if we know for a fact that George Floyd had 4 times the lethal level of fentanyl in his system. Now, one of the side effects of fentanyl is respiratory distress. So you're telling me that he had 4 times the lethal level of fentanyl, a drug in his system that caused respiratory distress, but drug overdose was ruled out? Doesn't make much sense. And then we do know that George Floyd was complaining about he couldn't breathe long before he was on the ground. Again, anyone can go see the body cam footage of this, as well as there's evidence in the body cam footage that George Floyd ingested pills. There was some type of a pill that he ingested. Of course, we all assume it was fentanyl, and that he had drugs on him because George Floyd was basically had a checker background. He was involved in drugs before. And since the police showed up, he must have had fentanyl on him, and he basically swallowed it, ingested it, and tried to get rid of it. There's evidence of that in the body cam footage of basically one of the pills being in his mouth. And then we look at the footage. He was clearly high. There was no doubt about that. George Floyd was high. And he had been in a similar situation with cops before that. Again, if you look at the documentary, The Fall of Minneapolis, right? Now, there was also the prior medical examiner of Minneapolis, Dr. DavFowler. He basically testified that George Floyd died because of heart disease, or George Floyd had a heart condition. He had health issues that could lead to also cardiopulmonary arrest. Now, again, I'm no medical examiner, but I'm sorry, I'm no medical expert. But you don't have to be an expert in the medical field to know something is up with this. I'm sorry, George Floyd, all evidence I'm looking at, George Floyd basically killed himself when he ingested the drug. We had the evidence that he did. We had the evidence that the fentanyl was in his system, right? We have the evidence that he had a heart condition. And we have the evidence that he was complaining that he couldn't breathe. And we know that one of the side effects of fentanyl is respiratory distress. But you're telling me that drug overdose is ruled out. Sounds to me like that was political correctness. And it's sad that we have political basically political correctness in our justice system today because of all of the wokeness that's just gone overboard. But this is why I believe that charging Darren Chauvin for the murder of George Floyd was actually a mischaracterization of justice, and it was wrong. You know, now I know people gonna be in their feelings. Black folks are gonna be in their feelings, but I don't give a damn about your feelings. I only care about the facts. In fact, no one can tell me, looking at this evidence and data, that it was a knee to the neck. Even though George Floyd was supposed to be starved of oxygen, but yet he was able to continue to speak, able to call for his mother while supposedly being starved of oxygen. That doesn't make any sense. So like I said, George Floyd wasn't murder. Based off of what I can see here, George Floyd killed himself, and we had basically a mob rule in the court system that led to the false conviction of Derek Chauvin. But again, like I said, you can disagree all you want, but the facts and evidence don't lie. George Floyd was not murdered. George Floyd killed himself, and we have basically Darren Chauvin is basically the scapegoat for wokeness. Anyway, like I said, anybody can believe what they want to believe. You believe, I know how the left always would come with your truth, my truth, whatever. But there's only the truth, and the truth is, given on these facts, George Floyd killed himself. Anyway, y'all, as always, until next time.